Everyone, I am very excited to be sharing with you a brand new topper that I have from Uniwigs. This particular topper is called Airy Elegance and comes in a variety of lengths. Comes in 12, 14 and 16 inches. The one that I have on at the moment is 16 inches, so it is the longer of the three. But obviously depending on your hair length and your own personal preferences will depend on which length you go for. The colour that I have this in is Dusty Ash Brown and the code for that is 624R. It is a really multi-dimensional colour. It's full of these sort of light ashy browns and then these lighter blondes, maybe slightly caramelly type blondes, running all the way through the piece. And the thing that I love the most, which I love on any topper, is that there is a root, and it's a fairly dark root, but I love that because I just feel that it makes a piece look that much more realistic and that much more natural. So the hair itself is Burmese human hair. At the moment I have put straighteners through it and it's beautifully straight, but when this gets wet it is likely to dry in a wavy style. Now that might be something that is great news for you and you can fully embrace those waves. But if you would prefer to have a straighter style, then you'll just need to get your heat tools on the hair once it's dried and get it back to this sort of sleek straight style that it comes in. The actual style of the hair is one of my favourite things about this. It is pre-cut, so it is it's layered, so there are some shorter layers within the piece, meaning that it's not a blunt cut across the ends, and then there's also these kind of face framing layers at the front as well, which looks really pretty and frames the face. I love a pre-cut style when they work, and this does, because it does mean that it takes out that extra step of me having to go to the salon to make a piece feel more like me. I don't feel like I need to do that with this one because it's already styled and works well on me, so that is a huge bonus. Now I've only been wearing this hair topper for about half an hour and it is really comfortable and really secure on my head. It's also really lightweight as well. This is made from or it's part of the Swiss Lace hair topper collection, which are renowned for being lightweight, and this is no exception. So let me show you the inside of the topper base. I've unsecured the clips, I'm just going to peel that off. And as you can see, the area where I need the most support is in the front where my hairline has receded, and the hair that I have here is also really wispy. I've got no volume here at all, it's just awful. So that's where I need coverage more than anything. So the base on the Airy Elegance is 6.5 by 7 inches in size, which is going to provide good coverage, and I would say this is a moderate size to perhaps slightly larger size base topper. It is made up of this enclosed wefted back and sides area, and then a large lace top section as well, which is great. I love a large lace top section because you have freedom of parting options within this space, so that is a big bonus for me. There are 4 pressure sensitive clips, 2 at the back and 2 at the sides at the front. These are really good quality clips. It's difficult to explain unless you've tried lots of different types of clips. Some clips are too small, some clips don't seem to grip hair very well. These are big, so they get hold of a lot more hair, and so therefore I feel more secure. And they also have that kind of silicone lining between the teeth and the bottom of the clip, but your hair slides in there and that silicone helps the hair not to slip through. So these 4 clips are going to be great for security. So this is a lace front, but just one thing to note, it is a closed lace front. So there's no excess lace to trim, and the hair on this piece goes right up to the very edge of the lace here. So this makes it suitable for those of you who already have a front hairline further forward than mine is. And what you can do in those instances is you can position this piece just behind your front hairline and then blend your hair in with the front of this topper. For me, I can't do that, so I'm going to use this to create my new front hairline. Let's get her on and I'll show you exactly what I mean. So when I put my toppers on, I always like to make sure that the clips are closed and secure so that they don't snag on my hair whilst I'm repositioning it on my head. I pull it around the back and then checking out where that lace is, making sure it's centre, and then I position it where I want my hairline to start. If you're not entirely sure where your hairline should start, use the 4-finger test. So take your first 4 fingers like this, place the little finger on the brow bone, and then at the top of that 4th finger is where your hairline should start, roughly. That's roughly exactly where I've placed it, so I'm happy with the placement. So when I secure my toppers, I always like to start with the front clips just to make sure that that placement of that hairline stays exactly where I've put it. Sometimes I feel like if I start with the back one, it can mean that the topper moves back ever so slightly and then makes the hairline out of place. So I've got all of those 4 clips in. They are, as I said, they are really comfortable. They're not snagging, they're not pulling. They are a really comfortable fit, these clips, which I really appreciate, because as somebody that wears a topper all day, every day, it needs to feel comfortable from the minute it's on till the time I take it off, which can often be sort of like 14, 16 hours later, depending on how long my day's been. So yeah, it's very comfortable. It's also really lightweight as well. So the density on this piece is 120%, which is a fairly natural density. It feels very, very lightweight. Considering the size of the base, it's very lightweight. It doesn't really feel like there's anything on my head at all. The density is great because I don't need much volume at the back. My hair is has recovered and it's fairly thick, I suppose, at the back, so I don't want any additional bulk here. I just need the volume here, and this one being 120% is going to give me that without too much sort of bulk back here. So this was working really well in terms of volume and density. Now what I want to show you is that closed lace. Now as you can see at the front here, it's very, very flat. Like there's absolutely no bulk here whatsoever, and that's because there's that fine Swiss lace top here, so it's a really flat fit. It's sitting really flush against my skin as well. And yeah, I mean, the only thing with this, because it's a closed lace, is that if I run my fingers through, there's not those kind of sparser areas that a natural hairline would have. It's not like sort of slightly sparser or less dense area at the front. So I would be inclined to not pull this off of my face. Also, as you will have seen just then, if I do pull my fingers through my hair, you can see it does start to lift, which is fine and perfectly normal. The only thing I would do when wearing this to make sure it sits flat all day is I'd put a little layer of double-sided wig tape underneath just to keep it there, so if I do run my fingers through my hair, there's no lift on that lace from my head. One thing I did forget to mention is about the changing up of the parting. So obviously at the moment you can see the parting is straight through the middle, but you can move it into any other kind of area in that lace top section, like so. Now you'll notice it will ping back immediately, but that is because it's human hair, and so you're going to need a little bit of water and a little bit of heat to style it in the direction that you want the hair to go. So don't be put off by that. It doesn't mean it doesn't want to go that way, it just means that it needs a bit of styling to get it into the place that you want it. And whilst we're on the subject of parting, that parting gives that effect of scalp through, which for me is a big bonus. I feel like it makes the piece look that much more realistic, that much more real, natural. So I'm really liking that appearance of scalp through there, and that will do that anywhere you part it. Obviously the lace is actually sitting on my hair roots, which are quite dark, kind of that dark, so you would expect to see darkness through there, but the lace is of a colour that actually it's disguising those dark roots and creating that natural scalp appearance. What I also really love about this piece as well is that it's already got this kind of natural lift to the hair. I haven't had to create that lift using heat, it's just there. What I mean by that is that sometimes you put a topper on and it will be flat like this against your head, so it looks a little bit odd, whereas this has already got this kind of natural lift in the front, so I haven't had to do anything with it to create that look. And again, it's about removed that extra step that I would normally have to do, or sometimes have to do, to make a piece look more natural. It's great for an ear tuck. I love wearing toppers for this exact reason, because you can just tuck it behind your ear and it just feels like your own. This genuinely does feel like an extension of my own hair. I'm really comfortable with this. What you will have noticed is I just put this on my head and didn't actually blend. Sometimes I'm not entirely convinced that you need to blend, but to blend, all you need to do is take a brush and brush it through the topper with your own hair to try and help blend the fibres together a little bit. I still felt it looked great having not done this, but that is just an extra step that you can do to blend the hair in with your own, like so. So let me know what you think of her. This is the Airy Elegance by Uniwigs in the shade Dusty Ash Brown, in the length 16 inches. She is my favourite Uniwigs topper. I feel like I say that a lot, but I think what happens is I try a Uniwigs piece, I love it, it's beautiful, and then they create something even better, and this is fitting right into that pattern. I love the length, I love the colour, especially with now it being winter. Those darker shades, I just feel a bit more comfortable in them in the winter time. I love the hair itself, feels so soft and silky and smooth. There's not too much hair, it doesn't feel too bulky. I just feel like it looks really like my own. It just feels like an extension of my own hair. Let me show you her all the way around. Really stunning, really, really stunning. So well done to Uniwigs. You've done it again, created a lightweight, beautiful quality hair topper, which I am very excited to start wearing.